Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review for House of the Dragon, Season 3, Episode 2. I'm not sure what it was called. What was it called? The Queen's Justice? The Queen has arrived? The Queen is here? The Queen is here! What is it called? I'm not positive. But it was a fun episode of House of the Dragon. I'll get that right out of the way in the beginning. I very much enjoyed this episode. I was an emotional mess through a lot of it. I was teary-eyed, I was smelly, there was liquid coming from different orifices of my body at different times in this episode. I actually really enjoyed this. This episode made me care about stuff. Holy hell. But we'll get into this. I will break this whole episode down. I am Phil the Issues Guy. I am here at another odd time this week. But I will be back this coming week for episode 3 right after the episode airs at 10:30 at night. But I'm not alone. Of course I'm not alone doing this silliness, this goofy ridiculosity, all of this nonsense, all of this fun. I have with me the live Blabber chat. Let's see who we have with us this afternoon right now. We've got Fandom D Saint, we've got the Slimy, we've got the Walking David, we got Fandom D Saint, we got Dirty Duck, we got Kelly Johnson, we've got all of our good friends, we've got Mark A. Houston, who never rushes that process, and David, I might just take you up on that at some point. It's always a pleasure to talk to David, it's always a pleasure to talk to all of you and hear all your thoughts on this episode. I'm curious what you think. But there's one thing that I can't refute. Like, the texture of this series, the way they put so much effort into filming it and the way it looks. I might like Night of the Seven Kingdoms better. I'm having some slight technical difficulties on the audio from that. So if you hear some random static like this, I apologize. I don't know why it's doing that. We'll have to figure that out. But Otto was finally in this episode. We finally got Otto. Oh, we've got another one of the greatest names in all of YouTube out in the live chat right now. We have Jerk Me Off in the live chat. Great to see Jerk Me Off 582 in the live chat. Emma's acting was on point. Adam getting legitimized, and Bella and Sheepsteel are they shit buddies now? To me. I'm still a little bitter about that whole storyline, but I do have to say that again, the Adam stuff and the Alan stuff had me really emotional. I mentioned this last week, and this isn't a feel bad for me, woe was me situation, but it's not one for one, but it's a situation where I reached out to my potential father. He's the one that slipped on a banana peel and fell inside my mother's vagina. But when I reached out to that gentleman, he didn't want to take my name, like all that sort of stuff, right? Again, I'm not saying this to feel bad for me, woe is me, let me play the tiniest violin in the fucking world right here and call some Anakui monsters over to me. What I really mean that by is saying that it was relatable. Everything that was going on in those scenes, every Corlys and Alan scene, it's just, it matters to me. You know, I was just going to call him Albert. Any of that Albert and Corlys shit. But anytime you have the two of them together, or this whole scene, that whole kind of storyline really actually emotionally gets to me. I can feel it. I feel it in my nether regions. I don't feel it in my nether regions, but I feel it in this area. This episode generally had me feeling a bit emotional. But I did see your questions in your comments. We already have one super chat donation from the wonderful, the amazing Kelly Johnson. Says, where the fuck is Joe Dirtylocks? Like, you want to know where Joe is? You want to know where Joe... I talked to Joe yesterday. Joe and I were actually on the phone yesterday, and I had a Joe rant to my ear when I was asking him if he wants to join to talk about House of the Dragon this season. Holy shit. So Joe is very adamant about no. He tried for all of you. He watched episode 1, and he gave it a good effort. And he says no. He'll be back for Last of Us and Night of the Seven Kingdoms Season 2. And if we ever do get that Walking Dead reunion series. We'll get Joe for other things too, but Joe refuses. Joe refuses to review. He refuses to do it. He tried. He tried for all of you. Joe died for your sins. He tried. The first 5 minutes, totally emotional. This whole episode in general had me feeling emotional, and I bitched a lot, and I'm not going to take back what I was saying about how they didn't do a good enough job establishing Jace, making me care about the death of him in that moment. But what I did care about, and what they have done an excellent job of building up, is Rhaenyra. I think this show has unarguably, or whether they've made choices to push characters in different directions than they actually are in the book situation, that's something we'll talk about on a different date. What I'm trying to say right now is the show has done an excellent job establishing 2 characters, 3 if you count Daemon, and really making them people we care about, or at least I care about. And when seeing everything, in Corlys too, a couple of other characters, but when Rhaenyra was receiving Jace's body, all of that made me care about a character I had no shits to give about. I really didn't have much shits to give about Jace, and I'm a dickhead for it. Fine, accept it. Dickhead. That's fine. But I'm glad that Rhaenyra showed emotion, but she also blamed him. I talked about that last week. People said I was being cold. No. As much as she wants Sheep Stealer and whoever was riding Sheep Stealer gone, no matter what happens there was elements of Rhaenyra's reaction to what happened to Jace where she was casting responsibility onto him and what he did wrong. And how could you do this? How could you do this? I felt things in that moment. The denial of death is strong sometimes. You want to deny the possibility that the horrible thing has happened. You wish it with all of your heart, but it doesn't happen. Let's go. We got another super chat donation. Oh, do I have to take a drink at 12:38 in the afternoon here? Because we've got double super chats here. We've got the amazing Kelly Johnson says, Phil, this episode was stupid. What the heck is the combination of Baela and Nettle storyline? Okay. I don't disagree with that. I still have many hairs across my ass from combining those 2 storylines. The one part of this episode I rolled my eyes out of my head was when Rhaenyra was like, "Who's right? There was another dragon rider. Who is it? Find them, kill them, whoever they are, murder them." Because now you see what the fan fiction was. Someone thought it would be really fun to have Daemon have to figure out what's his granddaughter? That's his granddaughter, or is it his daughter? Is it his daughter or is it his granddaughter? Someone in the live chat that knows lore better than me, tell me. His either granddaughter's his daughter wanted to figure that out in the moment, like when he's searching for her later in the season or the beginning of next season. Have that moment where it's like, oh shit. Instead of actually establishing a relationship, like taking the time to build a relationship between Nettles and Daemon and make the relationship between them count so that when Rhaenyra gives such an order, it isn't immediate, like I'll carry this out. But instead they're setting it up in a way that it makes more sense because Daemon's related to this person. And I don't necessarily like that particular change. To someone that doesn't know that, they may not have as big of a problem with it, or maybe I'm being ignorant to actually what everything means and happens. But that is one thing that absolutely bothers me as well, Kelly Johnson. I can't deny this. I can't deny your super chat comment. I cannot do it. But what I have to do is, because you gave me that super chat donation, I need to take a drink. By the laws of averages and super chats, this needs to happen. So I feel you there. I think there's many other elements of this episode that I generally enjoyed, but I can't deny that every time Baela's on screen, I'm rolling some of my eyes out of my head for these situations. So let's go into the live chat. We got... I would be an Ulf. I probably would, except I'd be high instead of drunk. Honestly, you look like Phil looks like one of those Dragon Riders. I see it. Especially like with my hair looks like it's seared from too much Dragon Rider stuff. How the fuck does Lady Jane know about the gullet? Everybody does. Westerosian internet. Kelly Johnson. Littlefinger runs it. David, I think I probably will have you call in at some point a little bit later once we get into this if you're still around. If not, hopefully maybe we can have you on a whole episode this season, or at least a big chunk of it on one of the after shows. Coming up for the remainder of the season. Since there's no Joe since no Joe, we need to simulate experiences with this. So here we go. Cheers to all of you. And let me pour my shot here for Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson, thank you so much for all these super chats. They mean more than you know. Here we go. Check. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, buddy. Okay, awesome, David. I was actually thinking the other day, all joking aside, that we should do Back to the Future Part 2. But David will be on one of the episodes of House of the Dragon season 3. I'll touch base with you and see which episode's best for you, David. Maybe episode 5 or 6 or something like that. But we'll figure out a week that you're not working or you don't have a shoot or something like that, so we can get you on. Justin Phil is one of the green. Hey, keep your mouth shut. Just because I have a problem with Rhaenyra fucking her uncle all over the place doesn't mean I'm Team Green. I'm Team Good Show. And last night was a pretty good show. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're a dragon lying Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker, yes it's true. No matter fuck that's why you. Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're the one that fucks your Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sleep, just have some fun. Fuck your uncle all night long. Okay, I might actually get you on here. Okay, so, but anyways, I still might have David call in a little bit and join in just in case. We got another super chat from the motherfucker Big E. People want to get me drunk at 12:30 in the afternoon. That's what they want to do. They want to get me fucking drunk this afternoon. The Winter Wolves killed at Westerosi Idol at Harrenhal. Bela's DDL, Dragon Driver License, has been revoked. Drinks in honor of OG Otto going away. Oh, yeah, you know we're going to get to Otto in a moment here. We're going to get to our Mr. Hightower situation. Toast to all of you folks. You're all wonderful. I appreciate you. Okay, so I kind of liked the scene that we got with Chibs Stark and all the rest of the Starky men where they're all singing along. You see Daemon being a little bit more a man of the people. That's stuff that, you've heard and seen and around. It's good to actually see it. I did feel like it was a little renaissance. How's Ted Mosby say it? Renaissance? Renaissance? I don't know the correct expression. It was a little Renaissance fair, but I still enjoyed it. There's some element of more of season 1 and 2. I feel less like this in season 3. Where House of the Dragon sometimes feels to me like you're at a Game of Thrones attraction ride, like when you go to Galaxy's Edge or the Harry Potter land in Universal, and you're kind of looking around, you're like, oh wow, this is really, really believable. And sometimes when I'm watching comparatively to OG Game of Thrones or Night of the Seven Kingdoms, when I'm watching House of the Dragon, I'm like, oh, I'm watching a Westerosian cosplay going on here, but I feel like they're doing a better job of that in this season. And yes, it was a little musical with Daemon, and then she went about to hop. It almost reminded me of the Hobbits, and the world about to mess this took. It was a little bit of like dancey, friggin' situation. The weird Renaissance screaming lady really took me out of this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Old Torf. I liked it. I tried to separate my mind from it a little bit, but there were moments during those. No, wait, is my music not up? Everybody join the Renaissance fair. Something like that. To be. The Walking David says, yeah, that felt out of the place until Daemon was pulled away by the reality of the situation. Yes, totally. It seemed like we were suddenly on a different show. But I did like that we saw Daemon be a little bit of a man of the people. How did they imprison the king's grandfather? You know how they did it, Kelly Johnson. They did it for one specific reason. One, as I'm distracting time, you want to know, because all they care about, all they hear, the song that they hear in their goddamn head is... It's a hot tower rant tonight. It's a hot tower rant tonight. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower rant tonight. It's a hot tower rant tonight. Fuck Otto, fuck Otto, fuck Otto, fuck Otto. It's a hot tower rant tonight, it's a hot tower rant tonight. Fuck Otto, 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 fuck I mean, to answer your question, I think Aegon must have had a little bit of a say in it, or Larys was saying he has the name of the word of the king, and he was kind of putting him there for a gift later, or if he was ever needed in a different situation. So I do think that one element does make a lot of sense, in the sense that if the king was saying "fuck you," he can grab the king's hand. That being said, I miss not seeing Otto for too long. Fuck Otto. I think we had the From audience wondering what that song was the other night. We really did. I'm glad I forced Tony to allow me to play that. I was like, Tony, we're playing this. Not that he doesn't let me do what I want. I got carte blanche over there, but I needed to do that for all of you friendly friends that are joining us this afternoon. And toast to you. We should sing this at the next battle. This is for all of your super chat donators, you motherfuckers. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friends. Let's listen to a couple of voicemails that we have right now from our good buddy, Pete's Live Music. Pete's Live Music, what do you got to say for yourself, brother?
You say usurper, and I say usurper. You say usurper, and I say usurper. Usurper,
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 usurper. Let's cut Otto's head off. Fuck Otto.
Great. Awesome. Pete's Live Music, as you know, is our dick on. And Pete's Live Music always keeping us entertained with these songs. If you want to bring your song into the show, call it in, 781-990-8509. I said that very quick, but it's okay. 781-990-8509. Share your thoughts on this episode. Phone lines will be open at some point to take live calls, but right now the voicemail line is open. 781-990-8509. Share your thoughts. Let's listen to Pete's song one more time.
You say usurper, and I say usurper.
Usurper.
You say usurper, and I say usurper. Usurper, 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 usurper. Let's cut Otto's head off. Fuck Otto.
Cersei drinks her wine and he looks fine. Having sex with Jaime and Tyrion's cry. Sorry. Okay, so I believe Pete is our iconic dickon. He really is. Let's see what's like.
All right, my list of eat.
KP is yelling at me for not answering his calls the other night.
Yo, that motherfucker just stole my spot.
We love you, buddy. Cinematography was great, but show overall sucks. I'm not going to argue with you, Kelly Johnson. I'm not the biggest House of the Dragoon fan. Credit to Carmine. Dragoon. Welcome to House of the Dragoon. And I highly recommend watching Carmine's review of the episode this week. I agree with what he said at the beginning of the episode so fucking much. Carmine, if you're watching this, I love you, buddy. Oh my God. You said the quiet part out loud, and I love it. We've got Blaine. Thank you, Blaine, for that. I was just going to call it a donation. For donating your time and your sanity to joining our channel here. Kelly Johnson, but the cinematography was great. I think this show looks and sounds and is presented amazing. It truly is. I would have to cancel after season 2, but season 3 isn't too bad. I agree. I think season 3 feels a little bit more important, in thread of another way of saying it. Okay, let's listen to a couple of. We got our wonderful buddy Antoine Thomas, who was watching the other night. Like, what the fuck is this shit going on?
What the hell just happened? Otto Frank wasn't supposed to be killed earlier. He dies later in the books under Aegon the Third. Somebody killed him, and it was Creek Stark that killed the person that killed Otto. This happens during the time Aegon the Third take over. What in the hell are they doing? These creators.
I mean, like, when it really comes down to it, I mean, this is where we get into a difficult matter with this show. We get into two completely different arguments, because I don't necessarily disagree with Kelly Johnson and Antoine Thomas, where they are very much scholars in threat of saying it a different way. Sorry to give you guys even more credit than you deserve, but you both are very educated and well-read in the Song of Ice and Fire. Like, really. And you both know Fire and Blood extremely well. There was no reason for some of the changes that they made. But then we go to a good television show. Is this a good television show? This was a good episode of TV. But is the overall juice worth the squeeze, considering the alienation that you do with George personally and some of the hardcore fans that are going to keep this franchise alive when the average fan is just like still angry about season 8 of Game of Thrones? So I'm not saying this wasn't good. I very much like this. I'm just saying I can get where people like Antoine and Kelly Johnson are kind of coming from on this season, this episode of everything. It seems like they're making changes to make changes because they're talking about something that gives them the room to say, I can put anything I want there. And again, that's fine. I am all about television shows, right? You know, like I never learned to read. I can't even read a Dr. Seuss book. I'm ignorant. But I do listen to audiobooks, but I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate the people that are in love with that kind of stuff and do kind of go into these Game of Thrones or these Song of Ice and Fire series and hope to see George's work on screen. And what you're seeing here is somebody that's like, you know what? Let's take a Westerosian skin and tell my story. And it works sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't. And depending on how much you have a hair across your ass about lore and about what George actually wrote, some of this can bother you, or some of it you can shut your brain on and go, this is just good fucking television. And I think some elements of it are good fucking television. And some elements of it are a little whatever. I can see why, yeah, exactly. And I can see why George R. R. Martin lost his shit over the direction of the show, because it's almost like, for good or for bad, and this isn't whether it's good or whether it's bad. Please. I know subtlety is hard these days, but I'm not saying whether it's good or whether it's bad. I'm saying it was a choice. And they definitely chose to take this in a interpretation avenue instead of kind of taking all of the elements of the text and kind of presenting that onto screen. Whether you like that or whether you don't like that is completely up to you. Someone like Joe fucking hates it. Someone like somebody else might actually enjoy it. Thank you, David, for leaving a voicemail. Let's listen to what The Walking David has to say. And everyone, if you haven't already, make sure you're following The Walking David on all of his platforms. David is killing it in Reels and TikTok stuff these days. He's at a couple of like multi-million view type situations. So make sure you support David and always go in his comment section and say the Issues Guy sent you. And David is a member of our family here, and David's success is our success. So let's make sure we give Walking David all the love. Every time he comes out with a movie or something like that, make sure you go out to fucking see that shit, because if David makes it, we all make it. So let's all put all of our coattails on David. No, I'm kidding. But lots of love to The Walking David. I appreciate all the work and all the hard work he does. As somebody that also, in my own way, creates constantly, I appreciate honestly, some of the inspiring shit David's been saying lately, trying to kind of get people to focus and organize their dreams and such. So whether it's David, whether it's Eric Nolan, whether it's any of our other friends that are still out there doing shit, or myself as well, trying to act and trying to perform as much as we can, please, show David the love that and tell him how horrible he is. Tell David he fucking sucks. Tell David to go fuck himself, because that's what David wants to hear. He wants all of you to tell him and Johnny Drama to go shove it up their fucking ass, right? That's what you want, David, right? I'm polishing knobs a little bit too much right now. Okay, but anyways, we should call David Hollywood David now. Soon. Hopefully soon we can call David Hollywood David. As long as David thanks Phil, he will. Come on. David, if David's ever producing his own program, he's getting me a walk on. You bet your sweet ass he is. We have the amazing, one of my favorite people right now, right now. I notice how I said right now, Gab? Like tomorrow, I'm going to fucking hate you. Like, fuck Gab tomorrow. Right now, she's one of my favorite people. But no, Gab, who, again, another person out here on YouTube, really working hard, very close to that 10,000 subscribers. And she's eventually going to surpass all of us and have millions of subscribers. So hopefully she'll remember us then. But the wonderful, the amazing, the incredible Miscellaneous Gab is in the live chat, who will also be joining us in one after show this season. I think maybe after, I'll talk to her and figure it out. But make sure you check out Gab's channel and her breakdowns of House of the Dragon and many other shows. So make sure you check out Miss Gab. I don't know why I said Gabrielle. No, Miss. You're like, shut up, Phil. You and your cringy fucking shit. Don't say my name like that. The party in the woods looked fun. I was like, where is Lionel Baratheon? Lionel Baratheon is my spirit animal, so I was hoping he was out there. It's a Lionel party. Join the Walking Dave's channel. Ha ha ha. I've seen a meme of Sophia Cunningham from the Indiana Fever doing a point, and I swear to God, I thought it was Gab. It could have been. Gab might be a professional basketball player, and she's just not letting you know. She could have the mean jumper. The mean fucking jumper. So let's listen to our good buddy David. And thank you to everyone that's joining me this afternoon. I know this isn't a normal time, so I appreciate even the few people that are checking out right now. I appreciate you all. I'll be back to after the episode at 10:30 p.m. next week, and I will be doing that for the rest of the season, although we'll try to figure out an opportunity to get David on. But if you want to call in and share your thoughts, yes, share your thoughts. I am on live right now, and let's listen to what David has to say.
Hey Phil, what's up, buddy?
Toast to you, brother.
Yeah, I guess my thoughts initially with these last two episodes have been that technically these are the end of season 2.
Correct.
And it feels like they were chopped up in editing to kind of truncate them a bit. Like it feels.
Yes, I almost want to have you on the air to call in, David. If you want to call in and talk in real time, you can call in at any point in time you want. But I agree with you, and I'm going to play the rest of your message. And I don't necessarily think this is like a hugely awful thing. I think it's just a noticeable thing that these two episodes, and Carmine was saying that when you see episode 3, it feels even more strongly like that because episode 3 feels like an episode 1. It does feel like some of this was edited in a certain way or altered to kind of act as an early season stuff instead of an end season stuff. I think last season would have been hugely more successful if they kind of had these 2 episodes at the end of the season. That's not to say anything bad about these episodes. It's just timing is everything in life, isn't it, kids?
Like there was a lot of unnecessary shortening of scenes that were more important and elongation of scenes that really had no point other than the fact that they had already spent money, editing and making dragons. You know what I mean? So It's like, we get a lot of long, flowy shot of the dragon flying around Harrenhal or over the rocks and the mountain.
I love when David turns on his actor. Like, you see that? He, turned on his voice. He opened up his voice to a different vocal color right there. And he was like, let me show you my range. Let me be poetic for a second in my tone. David, you really are a wonderful actor.
And then it's like, cut to hard cut. Corlys has been found, and he's fine. You have my name. And I'm like, okay, well, we could have let that breathe for more than a fucking half a second. Anyways, that's some of my thoughts. I'll save the rest in case I come on.
Fair.
Wink,
Please
wink.
save, David. We got Miscellaneous Gap says, is that Jaeger? No, it's vodka. Like, if I drink anything but vodka, it's bad news. Like, if I include those no, I shouldn't say anything, but if I include like Jaeger, which I do enjoy, or Southern Comfort, or anything with a little bit of sugar in it, I will be a fucking mess, Gabby. A fucking mess. So I usually tend to stick to clear liquids as they work for me. Gabby also says, Carax's drinking water was the sweetest thing ever, but how many CG dollars were spent on that? That is a good question. David, one second, David. I think that as much as I don't care about CG creatures, this show has done a great job, David, of actually, I don't know if, back in the day, you used to watch, and I'm stealing from one of our favorite YouTube channels right now. But back in the day when you used to see behind the scenes footage, like behind the scenes of Roger Rabbit or something, it was really interesting to watch because you see all these animators working at their desks, doing all this, setting up these amazing shots. Roger Rabbit was probably one of the most amazingly created movies ever in the way that all the time and effort that they needed to build underground stuff so they can have stuff above, just everything that went into the shooting of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Nowadays, they do an excellent job with CG. They've conquered to the point, David, where I no longer feel like I'm emotionally uninvested. Like I believed it was a creature, but still, like if we watch them doing it, it's just some dude at a computer desk going. There's no like immense effort of like an animator working on the cells or something like that. It's just somebody doing a couple of other ones and twos in there. That's not to say there's anything against it, dude, but like. It's not the same thing as like watching animators on Roger Rabbit, like focus on every little angle of the way Jessica Rabbit's boobs looked or something,
I like to imagine that House of the Dragon or any of these like heavy CGI shows are still doing the old
yes
thing that they did for like Star Wars, where it's like Chewbacca actually used to talk.
Yes.
Just so it looked like Han Solo understood him. So he'd just be like, because if you watch, by the way, go and look that up if you haven't ever seen it, of like Chewbacca actually like talking, not going, but like actually saying words. Because they had that actor respond to Harrison Ford so that Harrison Ford knew how to progress the scene. He wasn't just improvising every single thing that he said. So he would just go like, Chewie, I gotta go find those parts. And he would go, when you gonna be back?
Now, David, you kind of treaded on something, and just to educate people with acting and stuff like that. A lot of people think acting is presenting your like emotions. Like I have a monologue. I'm going to think about how I'm going to do this and presenting it. But David kind of treaded on it right there. Acting is more than anything reacting to what your scene partner is saying in that moment. So that was a wonderful gift. Like all jokes aside, that was a wonderful gift they gave to Harrison Ford, because without that, he's just sort of having to probably project what he's going to say in that moment. And I don't know. I mean, I'm talking out my ass, but like, whereas David's actually out there doing it every day. But ultimately, the most real reactions come from real human reactions, right? Like it's like that actually helps your performance when somebody is responding in real time and a real emotion. Like if you were Harrison Ford in that moment, that would help your performance, correct?
Yeah, I think it just to be able to give you a little something. It doesn't have to be much, but I mean, a good actor can kind of save a scene when another actor is not giving them anything, or let's say they don't have a very generous scene partner. And that's something the audience might not be as familiar with.
I don't want to
even
get
if they are familiar with acting.
I don't want to get too much in the weeds, but being a theater guy and having not done minimal stuff on film, when someone's doing coverage for you, which coverage means you're doing your scenes while the camera's facing on you and they're sort of standing there, does the actor in that moment give it to you back? Like, do they actually act, or are they just sitting there essentially a stand-in, David? Like, or is that the difference between a good actor and a bad actor, somebody that's in that moment kind of giving you the same energy when they're kind of in that moment?
It's a good question, and what it is if they give you the same energy, which is something that I do, it's being a generous actor. Because if the coverage isn't on them, a lot of actors who are kind of, self-absorbed or diva-ish, they'll just kind of say the line so that you can react and say your lines, but they don't really care about your performance. They only care about themselves.
Exactly. It's
and
yada, 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 yada.
They don't want to give you anything. Yeah, they don't want to give you anything because then you might outplay them in the scene.
Yeah.
But a generous actor wants you to have as much to work off of that you possibly can, because it makes the whole project better.
Yes, and I think that's the thing that people don't always realize, David, that the production, and it's that way with theater too, where people are trying to like yell at the back row and not understand that the whole process is, and I bet it's even more in a film. It's a collaborative process that you have to be. And as you make films yourself and write films yourself and produce shows yourself, you kind of are aware empathetically of the overall product. So you're not necessarily so focused on bullshit, my line, bullshit, my line. You're actually thinking about how this comes across as a whole, right? Correct? I mean, I'm just sort of like yada yada. I'm blowing smoke up your ass, Jack Quaid. I'm sorry.
You're not. You're good. I know what you mean. It's like, yeah, I know that the projects that I work on, the only way that I can actually really stay invested and locked in is if I just give it my best, no matter who the camera's on. Like, and I also treat it as an opportunity that, let's say I go last, so the coverage was on you first, and I'm giving you all of my energy. I try to use that also as a way to workshop my performance as well. So I
Yeah.
might try things while it's on your coverage that are different than what I do when it's on me, but I'm still giving it the same amount of effort, so that way it kind of feels like I'm not just going into the gym and going straight to deadlifting 500 pounds.
Yeah,
I'm kind
you're
of
not-
working the muscle and
You're not being an
working my
acting.
way up to it.
You're not being an acting bro dude in that situation. You know, you're not just going whatever.
Yeah, I'm not coming out there and just, it's funny. I saw Zach Levi on a set once, and he was like, it was the most like show up to do my job, get my paycheck, like I don't
Yeah.
care about the project really attitude I've ever seen, where he literally was like dancing to like Run DMC or something like that.
It's tricky.
And then they go like, I was like, hey, Zach, we need you. We're about to roll. And he goes, oh, sorry. And he was like dancing all the way over to his boombox. And then he turned it off. And the director goes, all right, everybody get set and action. He just goes, Deborah! Like, and he just
I
went
appreciate you
into
in the
the-
scene. And they just did the scene. He's done. It is back to dancing around
Yeah,
like an asshole.
and then they said cut, and then he went back to, play Sugar Ray. Cool. All right. And he's just like bebopping over in the corner by himself. And I go, what the fuck was that? Like,
And
that was insane.
and Sonic Your Boy says, this has been another episode of Acting 101 with the Walking David and Phil the Issues Guy. Thank you, Sonic Your Boy. But David, what are some of your thoughts on this? I'm not sure if I heard your thoughts on The Night of the Seven Kingdoms and this season of House of the Dragon. What are your thoughts of House of the Dragon as a whole and this season in general, and how it compares to Night of the Seven Kingdoms, if you watched that?
I did watch it, and I think I called into a couple.
Oh yeah,
of,
you did call. You called in one of the nights,
episodes.
one of the episodes we had. Eric was in the chat too, and stuff like that. I feel like
Yeah,
I
that's
need
right,
to
that's
get
right.
you and Eric in a movie together. Is what I need to happen.
I would love that, dude. I really would. But
yeah,
so
what are
I
your
guess
what are
the
some of your
question was
thoughts on
thoughts on this season?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on
the
the
show?
season in general? Like are you feeling House of the Dragon in general, or are you more in the Joe Avenue and what are some of your, and you can get specific with this episode too if you want.
Here's the thing. I didn't read Fire and Blood. I know about a lot of the lore.
Yep.
Just through osmosis and watching channels like yours or Carmine's or
Impressed and
Old
stuff, yeah.
Shift X or whatever it is. But it's like I can tell very obviously in the Game of Thrones world when we are deviating from the story.
Yeah.
And I don't like that it seems so obvious that they are making such a drastic change. Like, I remember, and they seem to do things in House of the Dragon that feel very much like that Eric Kripke guy who did The Boys kind
Yes.
of does, where he's just like, I just sort of feel like doing this. And I go, shut the fuck up. Are you kidding? Like, we've waited for like 6 years to get to some of these battles.
David, literally last season, the kiss between Rhaenyra and her advisor there.
I was just about to say that shit, dude.
Dude,
I was just about to fucking say that.
That
I'm
was like the
pacing
two
around my
actors were
kitchen.
like, dude, the two actors were like, we just decided to do that in the moment. Shut the fuck up. Don't do it in the
off.
moment. Fuck
Yeah,
off.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
dude.
What is
Can
that?
you imagine you and I are in, this will be a titillating fantasy for the chat,
Oh
but
my
imagine you and I are in like a buddy cop movie.
David,
or
you're looking
something
kind
like
of
that,
pretty
and
in
just
your
randomly,
Yeah.
we feel the need to kiss.
You're looking pretty in your sunglasses. I think we should kiss in this scene, David. Oh my.
Yeah, like, Russell Crowe comes in to the bathroom stall where Ryan Gosling is with his pants down. And he's
I
been
don't
kicking
know
the
why,
door,
but I love
and he
that you
just
picked Russell
feels
Crowe there.
compelled to-
I love that you picked Russell
Um,
Crowe there for some reason, David. I don't know why. I'm just imagining him or Ben McKenzie or something like that coming down like, hello, fuck you bastards, like.
I mean, I guess I should also just say it would be the same thing. You know what it's like? What was that fucking black and white movie that I hated? It was
Is it the
with
one? The
Willem
new,
Dafoe and
the
Robert
William.
Pattinson.
I was just gonna say I don't know the name. The one with William Dafoe and Edward Edward from.
Yeah, it's exactly that, where they had that exact moment, and everybody's going to try to defend that, like, oh, well, they're lonely on this island or whatever. I go, shut the fuck up, okay? Not everything has to just go with what actors feel.
No.
Actors are crazy people.
Dude, you and I are both
Okay,
you and I are both actors. We're crazy. Actors are crazy. Anyone who wants to act is a fucking crazy person that shouldn't be trusted. Picard season 1, when you see Jean-Luc Picard, and I'm stealing Red Letter Media, but whatever. You see Patrick Stewart in the writer's room, like being like, oh, blah, blah, blah. No. Get actors out of the writer's room. When you become a writer, David, you have to turn off your actor's hat. You just have to. You can't be both. Like, actors can't be writers.
Yeah.
They just can't.
Like, here's the thing. If they create the show, like if it's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, like
Yeah,
we wrote it, so we're acting in it.
Or like the
that's
comedy,
fucking
or like the
different because
comedy
you're there
that.
from the jump.
Yeah,
When
for
it
sure.
comes to comedy, it's more common
Yes.
to have the writer perform the shit. SNL, all of those people in every single sketch you see are the writers of those
David,
sketches.
because essentially in most
Okay.
most comedy, even stuff that it's not obvious, you're kind of breaking the fourth wall in comedy, and you're kind of winking at the audience. So there's an element of like almost the Woody Allen of it all, and the that kind of established that element of the voice. By the way, everyone, Joe Dirty Locks is calling in, leaving us a voicemail right now. So we'll hear that in a second. But I agree with you, David.
Awesome.
With comedy, you're more likely to be able to sort of have the voice of the creator within it. You know, like David and one of his best friends are working on a comedy series. Actually, when I had you on last, I referred to this, but you're like, you thought I was talking about your movie, but I saw you posting about this and how I couldn't wait to see this. But David and one of his best friends are working on a comedy series, which I can tell is very kind of passionate to you two. Like, you know, what you guys, you know, like is about your sense of humor and has some emotional value to you guys. That makes sense because it's something, whether it's Red Hot American Summer or Ghostbusters or whatever, you have the voice of the people that wrote it, Dan Aykroyd and Howard Ramis, within the creation of it. It works in comedy. But when you're working in drama and stuff like that, you tend to, I don't think, more times than not, it doesn't work.
Hey, I had something. Here's another example. I worked on this project, right, where I was supposed to be this military dude, and so they like shaved my head earlier this year.
Is that why you is that why you have
and-
the haircut and such?
Yeah. And it was for this like docu-series, like true crime kind of thing. And in the thing, it's a very emotionally intense, like rage-filled, like vigilante justice type thing. And because I was getting myself into that headspace that I hadn't experienced, I was working myself up. I literally basically induced a rage/anxiety fit and was like crying.
Actors
like,
are
genuinely
crazy.
crying. Like
Actors are
got
fucking
myself
crazy.
Worked
Sorry.
up. And here's the thing. They were talking, like on this set, they were talking, and it was super distracting, and it was like this taking me out of it a little bit. And I have this intense emotion I just have bottled, and I want to unleash it just to get it out of my system. And it's so cringy, dude. I'm sure these people were like, either, wow, what an asshole, or like, wow, he's an actor, you know, like, because I was like, let's do it. Like, and I literally was like, come on, like in a field screaming, come on. Like, I wanted to go. And then when we did it, we shot it. I did this thing like so cryy that I had snot like Rhaenyra coming out of my face. And we do cut, and the director comes up to me and he goes, hey, brother, that was great. This guy isn't like that.
Excuse me, that's nothing like your.
Goes, "This
That's
guy that
nothing
you're
like
playing,
your character.
He doesn't do this. Like, yeah, that's not. It's too much. He's like, that was great. I'm glad it. He's like, I love that energy. He's like, I want you. He basically pulled a Robin Williams from The Birdcage and went like, Fosse, Madonna, but keep it all inside.
Fandom
Like,
D
he
saying
did
is
exactly that.
Fandom D saying in the live chat, David is waiting for your eventual book about your experience in Hollywood. And yes, actors be crazy. I'm not going to play the Joker killed Heath Ledger, but Heath Ledger locking himself in a hotel room, creating a Joker journal and all that, and hanging out with Olsen twins, like that would kill anybody. You know, like I don't want to hang out with the Olsen twins. You know.
Well, and look at this though. This is really a testament to how crazy actors are. Heath Ledger played the Joker, and he did a brilliant job. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen in movies.
I
bar
agree.
none.
I agree.
But
Easily. What you want to know where it is?
then you fast forward to Jared Leto playing the Joker.
Oh, dude, no.
And he's a psychotic asshole for real. And he thought, in order to play the Joker believably, I've got to shave off my eyebrows, my real eyebrows, even though they have makeup to cover those, if he felt so inclined. And I'm also going to, like, mail people scorpions who, if they get bit by one of these things, they would get hospitalized. But I didn't think about that because I'm the Joker.
David,
and I'm like,
a theater professor of mine said in situations like that, I say to those actors, why don't you try acting, sir? You know, why don't you try acting?
I think Dustin Hoffman said that to somebody.
Yeah, it's an obvious one. Why don't you try actually acting? You know, that's what you're doing.
Have you ever tried acting before?
What you're doing is insane. You know what? You should go to the hospital where Joe takes care of people. You know, like that. That's beyond the point. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Yeah, you're certifiable, and it's like, so. Basically, to touch back on where we even branched off from, it's like, to let the actors dictate that scene is one thing. To another, it's a completely different thing to not only allow it to occur, but to include it in the story and act as if that didn't just happen. And the only good thing about this 2-year gap between seasons is that people might have forgotten that those two kissed.
Totally. And I think, especially like, okay, in a theater moment, live on a stage in front of people, you do an improv in a moment, in an improv comedy kind of situation or an improv situation, it can be effective in the moment. And again, David knows this more than I do, but in something like House of the Dragon, where it's specific lore, specific tight script, you don't want, like, Vince Gilligan is famous for, and David Chase as well, for not letting his actors improv too much because they don't want, except for Bob Odenkirk, of course, but like because he has a very specific tight structure of what the script is. So much of movies and television shows, when they're most effective, for me anyways, is if the script is tight. I think directing is obviously important, acting is important, but especially in television and movies, with when you have certain things that have to cross over and make sense, the writing is of the essential nature. So you don't want, I hate to say it because I like to consider myself an actor, but actors they're elements that are set in place for directors and writers to have their visions come alive. And sometimes, yes, an actor should have an inspiration. David might disagree with me on this one. I don't know. But I think sometimes it's the writer's vision and the director's path to see that, and the actors are the pieces that they put in place to get there. And I think an actor should know their role sometimes. I don't know.
Yes. I think that most of the time it should be a collaborative process between the director and the actors.
For sure.
And the director's job is to help an actor get to a certain place emotionally in the story in case of the actor's having difficulty. If you have some of the best actors in the world, which I do think this show has some of the best actors.
David, they're incredible. And I also want you to add to all of what you're saying. What was the best piece of directing that you've ever received?
The best piece of directing I've ever received.
Yeah, what is the best direction as an actor a director has ever actually given you? It's a tough question, right? I'm sorry to pause. David's like, whoa, that's actually a good question. Wait, I got to actually answer this. But like, I think I heard an actor say the worst one they ever got was when someone just said louder. I think it was Millie Alcott. She's like, the worst direction I ever got was an actor just said louder. When a director said
the best, I'll say this one just because since you're referencing hers, I'll reference a different one as well since I'm having a hard time on the spot thinking of one. But Gary Oldman said on the set of The Dark Knight that he was, talking in an interview, and he's like, when I was on the set of the Batmans, Christopher Nolan, he would direct, but we rarely ever had discussions over the 7 years that we were filming those films, but there was one time when I didn't really know how to proceed forward in the scene, and he just came over to me, and he got really close, and he just goes, "There's more at stake." And then he just walked away. And Gary Oldman was like, "That's a brilliant piece of direction, because an actor will know, a good actor who knows the material will know exactly what you mean."
So,
like,
so you're saying
where
that,
you're trying to go.
So you're saying, David, that the best directions that you've gotten in your life is when directors kind of let you discover it yourself, but kind of give you the words and the poetry to kind of make you go internal enough to kind of discover the moment on your own, rather than sort of telling you exactly what they want.
If they tell you exactly what they want, then they are just using you as a human prop to say these things. Francis Ford Coppola sees actors as props, which is why if you watch any of the behind-the-scenes footage, all of his actors look miserable because they're not given a chance to discover anything, and he doesn't want to hear what any of them have to say. Now, granted, sometimes he hires the most difficult actors to work with.
Brando.
But
sorry,
it's like, yeah, Brando. I mean, but watch Francis Ford Coppola and Shia LaBeouf argue back and forth on one of the worst movies ever created, but Metropolis, and enjoy.
I'll have to seek that out. I'll have to seek that out. But no,
it's great.
No, and I agree. It's the directors that are the best at doing what they do inspire you to discover it yourself, because discovering yourself. And Gab says, "Damn, you're making me miss being a theater kid." Acting is one of the most amazing things in the world, because it's one of the few art forms that you actually need permission to do. So it always feels so amazing when you do get that permission to work. When you get a part, when you get cast, when you get that moment, and you actually highlight your script and you look at those moments. Unlike some other art form, I mean, anyone can sit in the street and play a song. Like, if I go on the street and I deliver a monologue, David, I'm getting arrested.
Acting is a brilliant way to. Here's a good thing I've said about actors before. A person is only able to act as well as they are able to confront things about themselves.
Dude, completely. And that's the thing that people... yeah, for sure. It's being able to dial into your emotions and actually revisit the moments where you felt the certain things. Everyone says, actor A, Jack Nicholson plays a great job being himself in every role. Good. That's what he should do. You should always ask yourself those questions. What if?
Robert Duvall famously said, he was like, I try to do things a little bit more subtle or whatever. And people used to criticize him and go, well, you basically just play the same guy in everything that you do. And he goes, if you think it's that easy, go fucking try it.
Yeah, go fucking do it. Go try to say one piece of dialogue.
Nothing is harder on this planet than acting like yourself.
Yes, dude.
Okay,
if
you
so
can
true.
manage to seem like you are a real person, still, as you guys are witnessing him right now, trying to act exactly like what he is doing right now, whatever that is so much harder than him just doing it reflexively. It's a completely different ballgame, and you have to be able to basically just, like you said, react. You have to get rid of all your preconceptions about how you think your character is going to receive this, and in the moment, even if it says on the script, you laugh, you cry, you jump, you scream, whatever, you react however it hits you, and that is good acting. So
good. And the hardest thing, like, all jokes aside here, and we'll get on and we'll start talking about House of Dragon a little bit here, and then I'll let David go. The hardest thing I ever had to, or you can join us for a recap if you want, David. The hardest thing that I've ever had to do as an actor is play drunk in a one-line scene. I was in I've had plays where, in situations where I've had many lines. I had a play I was in, it was this play called Reckless, which is a very good theater show. If you've ever seen it, if you have an opportunity to see it. But I played a drunk, which I had to say, shit on the floor, and I like it. David, it was the toughest thing to play. Just saying that one line, shit on the floor, and I like it. And I had to be drunk. It was so hard because I kept having to simulate in my mind playing like I am drunk. And when you play drunk or you play something like that, you have to play not drunk. You have to play like I don't think I'm drunk, you know? And that's far more effective if you're not playing it, if you're subtle, because drunk people don't think that they're drunk most of the time. And they're trying to do things right away.
If you want to cry in a scene, just tell yourself, like, I'm not going to cry.
Dude, for sure.
I refuse to cry. And however you refuse to cry, whether it's if anytime if the emotion starts to hit you in real life, if your reaction when you cry is you get upset, you get mad, and that's how it hits you, run with that. That's great. Like, if you can keep that emotion, if you can harness that energy and still say the lines that they have written, but bring that truth to it, that is powerful. That is relatable. And that shit shines through the screen. And you can read a phony fucking performance, and even if you don't know it, your brain did, because something about it just doesn't seem right. And that's instant.
David, I don't mean to use this as an opportunity to compliment you, but I think that's one of the... And we're gonna get back to House of the Dragon right after this comment as I lick Walking David's labia here. That is the best aspect of you as an actor. And I've seen you in a handful of things now. Your best aspect is your genuineness that comes through in every performance. Like, every performance that I see you in, I believe the passion of the character. Whether it's a funny thing, whether it's a douchey thing, whether you play douchey really well, by the way. I feel it's very believable and very genuine. So I think, I don't know what I'm saying, David, but I'm saying what you're describing, you do very well. It's an aspect that even within, if your performance isn't 100% the way you want it, I feel like you always bring your heart into the performance, and it's believable, even in your impressions. And I think that's what makes you captivating. And that's my licking your labia a little bit. Sorry, David.
Well, I really do appreciate that, and I think that's the best compliment as an actor that you can get, is people just go, you're very grounded or you're very genuine. Either of those is
and that's
wonderful.
And that's what you get across as an actor. You get across a immense amount of genuine energy. And I think that's the toughest thing for an actor, because performative energy works well in the right situation, but it doesn't work well in everything. And I think David does a good job doing that. And I think especially in his deeper stuff that he does, he really sort of establishes emotional core. But that being said, it's time for our recap! So because we're doing this in the afternoon, not the night, we're going to keep... thank you, dog, for being very chill. We're going to keep David here for a little while. We'll also take some of your other voicemails and calls if you want. David, let's listen to... this is a 2-minute message, David, but before we get into our recap, let's listen to Joe Dirty Locks' voicemail that he left us here. David, can you hear this? Oh, wait, sorry. I got to pause the music here. Give me 1 second. I have to pause Captain's Chair and turn David back up. And then tell me if you can hear Joe, David.
Hello there. I just wanted to call in and give my thoughts on episode.
Could you hear Joe right there?
No.
Okay.
No, I just heard it sound like it click on. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry that you can't hear Joe, David. David, if you wanna pause and listen on the radio, listen on the stream and stuff like that. You can
here, 1 second. I'll mute myself and I'll play it on my TV.
Yeah, we got Joe for 2 minutes here, so we're gonna pause for 2 minutes and give Joe's thoughts on House of the Dragon right now. So let's get into Joe before we get into the recap. Here we go. Sorry, everybody. Here's Joe. If you like the show, you may want to pause for 2 minutes.
All right. Hey, Phil, so you're doing a show there. I just wanted to call in and give my thoughts on episode 1 real quick. Anybody doesn't know, this is Joe Dirty Locks, and episode 1 was complete trash. I could not stand it. I fast-forwarded through a couple of minutes here and there. Every single actor on that show that portrays a child is absolute trash, and has been since basically season 1, maybe with the exception of the princess. Yeah, awful show. Awful battle on the sea, was not really compelling enough. Felt no urgency in your main actors, with the exception of the pirate woman. Just thought it was bad. The character change with the blonde getting that dragon out of the veil, awful. I don't know.
I just want to say, Joe referring to someone as the blonde on House of the Dragon is very fucking vague, Joe. Come on, there's like a million fucking blondes on this show, Joe.
It didn't look good. It didn't feel right. The writing is, like, the dialogue writing is really kind of bad. I don't know really what else to say about how bad the show is.
Joe, you're fucking bad.
I was really
Fuck you, Joe.
rather disgusted with myself that I bent the fucking knee and watched that episode.
Yeah, I'm disgusted with you too, you asshole.
Unfortunately, I'm probably going to continue to watch
Good, then why aren't you reviewing it with us? Get your ass on the fucking podcast, you douchebag.
episodes. Not the night they come out, maybe not even the week they come out. I might wait and try to, like, fast forward through 2 episodes, through some boring shit. Like, but you'll miss big plot lines. Well, I shouldn't. They
See, this is for all you people that wanted Joe on this podcast. Like, fuck all of you.
shouldn't be spoken as plot lines. You know, it shouldn't be like, you know, here's the plot line in this scene, and if you missed it, that's
Joe is an idiot, is what it comes down to, right? Let's all call Joe for what he is. He's a fucking idiot.
it shouldn't be like, you know, here's the plot line in this scene, and if you missed it, that's so I'm not worried about fast forward and shit. If I miss anything that's that important, oh God forgive me. I guess I'm just not going to know what's going on. So I don't know. I thought that first episode was just bad.
Are you guys sure you want Joe on this show?
Probably a lot of people are going to be mad at me for that, but it is what it is. So yeah. Talk to you later, guys.
So, yeah, all of you people that want Joe on the fucking show, that's what you get. That's what you get when you get Joe on the show. You want Joe talking about this show right now? You guys really want that? I don't think you want that. I don't think you want Joe on ranting and raving about this show. That being said,
I will say this. I will say this. I love Joe, dude. Because he and I would watch this show and probably be fist bumping about how much we hate certain things. Because some things I completely agree with him on. Okay, some things I do.
That's the fucked up part, David. Because it's like Joe is like, you're right, Walter, but you're still an asshole. You know, he's the epitome of the Big Lebowski line. You're right, Walter, but you're still a fucking asshole.
Dude, yeah, you piss on your fucking House of the Dragons, dude.
Fucking A, dude. Fucking A, dude.
Dude.
You've been working on that Joe impression for 6 years.
Just fucking horrible, terrible.
He's a fucking tough one. He's a tough one.
But dude, it's like, well, I'll let you dictate it. You take us where you want to go with that. I could go a million ways.
No, we could definitely we could definitely do that. Joe, we'll leave it at that. We'll try to get Joe on here 1 week to at least watch the episode. David, if you have to go at any point in time, we appreciate. I definitely understand, but let's go through the recap here, and we'll keep you here as long as we can.
Yeah.
We open up on silence, waters, bodies, ships destroyed everywhere. Right up the build up. No music and swell. We see Jace dead, floating beneath the water. They start the episode. No dialogue, no explanation. Dragons are flying overhead. I thought all of this at the beginning of the episode was very emotional and visually splendid. I mean, I think Carmine said this in his review, and I don't know if it's like too obvious to point out, but the production value on the show is pretty fucking incredible. It looks really beautiful, dude. It really looks good. They're doing a good job shooting this.
Yeah, like all of these shows, dude. I'll try to keep this aside short. What sucks about
You're good.
House of the Dragon and Night of the Seven Kingdoms is that the production value is so high that now if you go back and you rewatch some of Game of Thrones, you go, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. HBO
like,
is like,
because you go like, this doesn't look lived in, and like that, this armor looks like it's actually worn and had like decorations on it. And then Game of Thrones sometimes looks like they just bought armor at like the Party City or something and then just put dirt on it.
they got it at
And you
Joker's
just go,
Wild.
fuck me. Yeah, but anyway, sorry, you go ahead.
No, you are
the production value is great.
You are more
It
than
is great.
David, you are more than okay. You got carte blanche. Interrupt me at any time. Bela recovers the body, and they won the battle. This is the House of the Dragon stuff, blah, blah, blah. They lost, but they won. Rhaenyra's ear is dead, and it's fucked up. So now we go back to Dragonstone. No one's talking. Everyone's celebrating. It's a funeral. It's dark. It's a scene. Jace is presented to Rhaenyra. At first, she doesn't accept it. She starts talking. Hey, you're alive. You're alive. Okay. Emma Darcy.
Okay, that's...
Yeah. And I thought, and I'm curious.
Sorry.
No, you're fine, David. By all means, this is, I enjoy chaos. So I thought personally, Emma Darcy delivered an excellent performance here in the way that sort of discovering like a dead body and sort of being like in denial of it and all that sort of stuff. It was presented in genuinely a decent way. David, what are your thoughts of this scene? You can disagree with me. You can distree with me all you want.
Oh, I know. I'm not afraid to disagree with you.
Okay,
after
good.
hearing Joe's thoughts.
Good. Are you
But
trying to inspire Joe? Are you trying to become Joe Dirty Locks right now?
No, but like I said, we do overlap on a lot of views. I would say this. Emma Darcy, she's great. But in my personal opinion...
You know, everything you say after but doesn't matter, David.
Is horseshit. Yeah, I know. You know where I learned that? The other show, the better one. But it was like she. It was a bit too much played over, like too much denial played. Like I didn't need it to be so long between her realizing that he wasn't just injured and laying there, and also it's like. Okay, so you're looking at your son's still body, and he's, even if you couldn't tell if he wasn't breathing or something like that, surely it would occur to you like, oh, he's unconscious. Like, me shouting at him or asking him questions is redundant. That's like going up to your dad, Viserys, when he's on Milk of the Poppy and trying to have a full conversation. Like, it doesn't even, that part confused me. But then it was like the whole time she was reacting like with her hands out and she was like crying as if she wanted to like put her hands on him but didn't want to touch him. Like I kept thinking like, and cut. And cut. And stop. And she's waiting for someone to say cut. No one's saying it. And cut. And it's like, okay, cut away, different angle, somewhere. Can we see this guy's dead face over his mother's shoulder once?
Fernandez.
Okay, like I was just waiting for the camera to move more or something to happen or to get a fucking close up on her face. Like I would love to have seen her reaction a little bit closer, a little bit shorter, because this felt like one of those scenes where I'm like, it didn't need all this pregnant pauses. And then I also felt like
No, I hear you.
Some of the stuff didn't work for me. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
It didn't quite land.
And that's very fair. David, this is one of my favorite pictures of you, by the way. She was delusional, says Killmonger.
What picture? I can't see it. I'm on my fucking phone, you dick. Is it the black and white one again?
Yeah. I love this picture of you. You look so tough.
The Brendan Fraser.
Oh
one
yeah,
that
you totally
love?
look
Yeah.
like Brendan Fraser. You look like young Brendan Fraser in this picture. You're so right about that.
You in that fucking photo. I'm thinner than that now, people.
Send me another photo, David. Send me another press photo.
My Instagram's full of 10,000
Oh, fuck
photos.
you and your Instagram and your 1 million followers. Okay, this is... I love you, David. It reminded me of Kenny teacher. Emma did an okay job, says Peter Griffin, knowing no one gave a shit about Chase. Fernanda says, hated episode 2 for some reason. Something was off. It didn't feel grounded. Emma did okay. I think Emma killed in this episode. I'm with you, Killmonger. Okay, so after this scene with all of that, we get the dragon seeds. We get a quick shift. We get the dragon shift. We get Hugh, Ulf, and Adam. They're just like... I don't know. The Dragon Riders are just whatever. They're not getting too into them this season, but anyways.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Why the fuck? Okay, why the fuck do you have these guys that you spent? Because this is still a continuation of season fucking 2. So they went from being the most relevant people to now they're sidelined completely, and they're literally like. They're straight up asked later in the episode, like, what the fuck are you doing? They go, we don't know. And I go, the fuck? What's going on there?
Dude,
That's insane.
It was a little wacky. I do want to go back to Rhaenyra. She was being delusional.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the performance, but I will say, to kind of jump on what David was saying to a certain extent, it was a very theatrical Medea kind of like... kind of performance going on there. If people know what I'm talking about there, it was.
I know what you mean, but what a pull! Why Medea out of all things?
It was
but
very.
You could have picked.
It was very big. It was very big. Okay. So
it was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. And I'm a theater guy, but that was a lot. That was a lot. I need someone like David to tow me down for film. But like that was a lot.
To me, it felt like that scene in Frasier when they find their old like theater inspiration, and he's going like, "Whoa, I die, Horatio."
I know the exact. Isn't that guy?
That's what it felt like.
That guy is the guy on the show Misfits with Ian McKellen and Ramsay Snow. It's a British show that's very funny. With the three of them on that actor, the actor that plays that actor in that episode of Frasier, he's in a series with Ian McKellen and whoever the actor that played Ramsay Snow is. Okay, so we get the Valerian side. They're trying to regroup after the battle. They're searching for Corlys, figuring out what's next. And Bela's stepping up big time. And I thought this was all good. I thought everything Valerian with Corlys and the sons searching for her, searching, and Bela searching, I thought all that worked. It wasn't much of the episode, but I thought it all worked, personally. I thought everything Corlys worked.
Thought the part that felt too TV showy and not real
Fair.
Form was... Is it Bela?
Yeah, Bela. But I think.
Is that the one who was there?
I might be fucking up names, but I think it's Bela.
Because I feel like the ugly one, or sorry, the weird looking one, the weird ugly one, with the sheep.
With Sheep Stealer.
Sheep Stealer. That's not. Who's that one?
I think that people in the live chat tell me in the live chat, but I think that
Rhaena?
Rhaena or Rana or something. Rhaena. I think it's Rhaena.
Okay. All right.
I think.
All right. So sorry. I really am trying to figure it out, people. I'm not just being a
David.
A
David, I'm the same way. I don't fucking know. It's 3 years between seasons.
With those two characters in particular, it's like you did not install enough give a shit when you introduced them for me to remember. So
no, none of them except honestly, David. One quick thing I want to say before you go on. Except for Rhaenyra, Alicent, and Daemon, I don't give a shit about anybody.
Dude. It's kind of like hell. They've done a shit ass job with Rhaenyra's council. Like, who the fuck even like? These are the luckiest actors on the planet because they have 2 lines every episode, and they just go, "Your Christ, this is madness." And that's one line, and they always get to say that. That's like the staple. They go, "Hold on, bring in Greg from Essex County and let him come in and go, 'This is madness.'" And then she just goes, "I'm done talking to you," and then walks away. Like, that's the luckiest actor in the planet. But anyways, with the Bela.
Don't have to worry, get your shit, buddy.
Sorry, David.
Okay, well, they are a couple of shit buddies, I'll tell you that. But Bela and Alan, the scene where he's like, "I was looking for him in the water," and she's like, "I'm not done giving up," or whatever, and they had a discussion. I go, why are we having this as opposed to her circling overhead and Alan discovering Corliss's body and helping him up, and then he's just like, "Alan, there you are," and then he could just be like, "Come with me, father." Like, why aren't we having that moment rather than just cutting to them all sitting on a log in a completely different location, by the way? They could not be there where Damon and Rhaenyra had sex 4 years ago. Okay, like that. Where the fuck are you? You went. That's insanity. That's like you're in the UK and then you're just washed up on the France's shore. Like I have no idea where the fuck that was. And then you even see Adam spot him from up top, and he doesn't even come down to him first and drag him over to Alan or anything like that. They just hard cut because they go, yada, yada, whatever, here he is. And I go, that felt like they cut out a scene of him being discovered because of time.
David.
And because, like you said, it's not supposed to be a season finale in episode 2. It's supposed to be...
I like this
Oh, sorry.
show.
It's supposed to be episode 2, not a season finale.
I like this show, but it so feels like so much is cut out here and there. Like, it feels like so much is left on the cutting room floor of this show. Our next scene is Aemon and Harrenhal. We cut to Aemon, who is burning everything with Vhagar. I like Vhagar. We just burn everything. This isn't a strategy, it's rage. People are dying. The castle's on fire. He kills members of House Strong. It's nothing. And it just feels like Aemon is burning. I like Aemon, but he's totally a two-dimensional kind of character. There's not much subtlety to the character of Aemon, David. He's just like, this is a bad guy. He's a bad guy. Remember, he's a bad guy. Do you know he's a bad guy, David? He's a bad guy.
He had subtlety last season. Last season was the Aegon and Aemond season. And now it's like they go, you know what? What if we just got rid of all these interesting characters like really quick and gave them anticlimactic deaths? And because like I feel like Aemon has now become, in a span of 3 episodes, he went from speaking High Valyrian and sticking it to Aegon and torturing him in his bedchambers to being borderline slow.
That's
like, what's the proper way to say it now?
I know you wanted to say something else there, David. Okay, so Aemon...
I did.
I know you did. Aemon falls. He gets stabbed in the back badly, and he stumbles, and Alice Rivers kind of looks at him weird as he's going to get into his own weird tripping situation with Alice Rivers. Okay, so meanwhile, in King's Landing, Alicent is done. She's trying to get Helena out. She's trying to secretly surrender. She's trying to avoid destruction. She's trying to do all this sort of shit and get everyone to work against them. Alicent, they're working hard to give Emma Darcy so much work because she's very good. Emma Darcy is captivating on screen.
She's great.
She's great. She's great on Bates Motel. She's great in everything she's ever been in. But for book readers, they're creating a lot of shit for Alicent. She gets attacked. Should they have another person try to attack Alicent? I'll say that in a nice way. And eventually gets stopped. There's nothing... I don't want to say anything bad about Emma Darcy, David, because Emma Darcy is captivating on my screen. Like, everything she does is I'm watching it with my eyes wide open, even if it doesn't make any sense. I don't care. Maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm sort of...
Wait, Emma Darcy, or are you talking about Alicent?
No, Alicent. I'm sorry. You're right. I'm sorry. I'm drunk. Alicent's... the actress that plays plays Alicent.
It's like Olivia or something, isn't it?
Olivia Cook.
Is that it?
Is that it?
I think that's right.
I think that's right.
I think that's right.
She is, dude, she's amazing. She should be in more shit. She's really good.
Yeah, and I think she's her most memorable in this show. She's been in a lot of shit.
Yep.
But it's like, this is, for some reason, like, they really did a good job of highlighting her and showcasing what she can do. But I agree, they have kind of, it feels like stalling for unnecessary reasons and complicating things for unnecessary reasons with her character, just to continue, like you said, to give her something to do.
Exactly.
But it's like, hey man, if there's nothing for her to do except escape, then just continuously cut to her slowly escaping.
For sure.
Like, why do we need to have her like going around to people going, hey, by the way, I just got to go take care of something really quick. I'm going to assemble a meeting. Wait a second. I was over in the Kingswood, but Iron Rod, no! Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, just stop. Like, she has so much interesting shit to do, and she's a great actress, but hey, if characters are meant to disappear and never to be seen again, you already did that in season 1 with Rhaenyra's husband.
Yep.
You acted like you burned his body and he sailed away. Why the fuck can't Alicent just do the same? And if that's not how the story goes, then hurry up and get to the fucking story.
David,
all right?
David,
like,
they're not
stop delaying it.
David, just to be clear, like they're fan fictioning this thing. They're making things up so they can do anything they want. So as much as we want
Aemon kisses Alicent because they're standing close together because the actors just
dude, I wonder if the actors just made that up. You know, I wonder if the actors just did that.
I would feel it too if I was across from her.
Oh, dude,
but it's like,
respectfully, if I was across her too,
my wife knows that.
Yeah, respectfully,
my wife knows that.
Yeah, I would kiss her too. I'm a single man, but either way, I would kiss her too. So Alicent tells Helena the truth about everything, putting Aegon on the throne. It's bullshit. It was a mistake. Their only victory now is survival. So Rhaenyra decides it's time. Back to Dragonstone. Rhaenyra has made the decision. No more waiting. No more reacting. She's taking King's Landing at this point in the episode because it's moving too fast. So ultimately, in this situation, Daemon kind of influences. I like Matt Smith in this role, but there's something that I don't buy through all of Matt Smith's performance. But I like the character of Daemon. I really do. He is effective, but Matt Smith, I believe him more as Doctor Who rather than Daemon.
In season 1, I thought he did a great job of giving that character depth and making it interesting. In season 2, I think he did the best that he could with what he was given.
Yeah, with the material.
And I think in the 2 years in between, he has checked the fuck out, okay? And I think that he is, by nature, a professional, so he'll say all the lines and he'll hit all the marks and he'll do the stupid look.
Dude,
but he's not going to add any nuance.
He's one of those British professional actors. Like, he does what he does. You know what I mean? He's professional.
He's like the guy
awesome.
who played Robb Stark. It's like if he mentally checks out, he's still a good actor. It's like in his blood to still be good, but he can be phenomenal when he wants, and he's choosing not to. Okay?
I'm with
like,
you in this one, David. I'm for sure with you.
Because I feel like there is so much that, you know, you see it in those scenes where he's like calling Viserys weak when Viserys not disowns him, but delegitimizes him as heir, you know, dissolves him as heir, and installs Rhaenyra. And
David, I want to be clear, though, because Red Snapper in the live chat says, dudes, come on. Daemon is badass. Daemon is badass. I think Daemon does an excellent job within what he does. I don't think either of us are saying he's putting in a bad performance. I think we're both saying that British actors are a different breed. Like they're always awesome. They're always awesome. They're always fucking awesome, dude.
The best at theater and film and writing the line between the two. They know when to ham it up and they know when to bring it down. And he is fantastic. I love the character of Daemon. I love the character of Daemon so much, I wish they would focus so much more on him than all this other fucking bullshit that we're looking at. It felt like he was a glorified extra in this episode.
Yeah, and I just want to be clear that I think both of us are saying that Damon is he's almost too awesome for our own good. Like, he should be more focus of the show because he's so fucking awesome. I think he's...
I'm in that band. Like, you should be king. Like, you really are, like, you're the dude. Like, and by the way, I don't think they're doing him a disservice. He's doing what he can with what he's given, but it's like, dude, you could have given him more guards to fight. You could have had him doing a cooler fucking thing when the Northmen showed up. This could have just gone so fucking epically, and even some of the camera choices you made could have been even better. And I feel like you guys just rushed this, or you had to go back and shoot it to add it in because you skipped it by mistake. And it's like, and so you had to do it quickly. I'm going like, you're telling me this fucking King's Landing has like 8 people to get to before you find the queen?
Yeah, and people say,
like,
I don't think either of us hate this show. I think we're just pointing out all the issues, Dirty Duck. I actually laughed out loud when he pranced and chopped off the dude's head. I think Matt Smith is eating up scenery in the way that Tom Hiddleston eats up scenes as Loki. He's taking every opportunity to sort of blow up the spot. I think Matt Smith is having fun in all of that. So anyways, Damon joins her. The Dragon Assault happens. It's a full-scale push. This isn't politics anymore. It's conquest. They enter King's Landing. They move to the Red Keep. Damon is cutting through people. Good scene. Damon is just, we get to see Damon being Damon. We can see the tension building. We see the throne room scene. They reach the throne room. They enter. They're surrounded by the Kingsguard and the City Watch. You think it might go bad, but it doesn't. The City Watch flips. And, I mean, I think this is obvious. Damon he established this City Watch. I think they should have supported him even sooner. King's Landing falls even sooner. And I think all of you haters for Game of Thrones Season 8 focus on, if Jon Snow and Daenerys just worked together, people couldn't have died. You know, we could have had a separate situation. David, what'd you think of the conquest of King's Landing?
Anticlimactic.
It was easy.
I think it was too easy, and I feel like the conquest of King's Landing should have felt exactly how it felt when Cersei in season 6 blew up the Sept of the Tower or the Sept of Baelor.
Yep.
I think it should have felt like that. Like that eerie fucking music, like, here they come. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they should feel like demons entering into King's Landing. They should be terrifying. They are showing up with dragons. Damon is one of the fiercest warriors, supposedly, in this entire world, and he's got his sword drawn, and he's going to use it on any woman, child, or man who stands in his way and doesn't show fealty immediately. He's already killed people in court, and he's angry. Okay? And it's like, they've both just lost their heirs. Whether it's his exactly, or they were strong boys, or whatever the fuck you want to say, it's like, they should have come in a lot hotter, no pun intended, but a lot hotter. It should have been way more intense. And I feel like it was underwhelming when she pulled a sword or whatever. She did a great job of conveying, like, I'm not cut out for this, but I'm going to try to, you know, I'll try to take this by force, or I'll die in the effort. She did a great job. Like, her acting, Emma Darcy killed it in all of those scenes. Dude, I'm not questioning that at all.
Dude, she jumps off the screen. She does. Her and Alicent both, they've done a good job in this series. As much as I want to trash a series and talk about how they haven't sort of established other characters and like secondary characters, they've done an excellent job of sort of establishing all the elements of Alicent and Rhaenyra. I think they've done a really good job with both those characters.
Yeah, and I think so too, but I do think that the lack of building up your side characters that will not be side characters for long. it's like, assuming you don't go completely off the rails and rewrite all of the history of this Fire and Blood book, then it's like, we know how some of this shit's supposed to play out, and you guys are deviating already, so what the fuck else are you going to change? Like, because if you change it too much and it just becomes Rhaenyra conquered the world and Alicent was able to live and nobody else was harmed because women get it done, it's like, that's not how this shit goes.
I like the boys reference. I like the boys reference right there. Okay, so our next scene is, then we get the City Watch.
Oh, 2 seconds. Sorry.
Yep.
Sorry, Phil.
Oh, you're fine.
The part where they had the guards come up and they drew swords, I think that she should have had to kill somebody then.
Yeah. No.
And I think, like, they should have attacked them because there was too long of a pause. And when the Gold Cloaks came in and they were completely surrounded, Daemon goes, "Stay close, Rhaenyra," and have her do what? Okay, like, what would she do if both sides weren't on your side and they attacked you? What the fuck are you going to do but get your head chopped off? Okay, we've never seen her fight. She's not on her dragon. Even with you as the best fighter, she's bound to get in your way. Okay, she's going to trip you up. She already kind of did when you were soloing those guys in the other room before you got to the courtroom, okay? And so I just felt like all of that was a little too easy and too convenient, and they literally did that thing like video game characters, like NPCs, where they all just kind of hover in place and wait for you to click X. Like,
the
and I just go, what are we stalling for? There she is, kill her. You've already drawn swords on them. Why aren't you using it? You don't have to wait for orders. The king's not here. By their own admission, the king has abdicated the throne. Aemond is flying to Harrenhal. You have, as the Lord Commander of the Kingsguard, you have every right to just attack on behalf of the king. So, anyways, that was my thoughts on that.
I am with you. City Watch flips. They go on. They side on Daemon. They probably should have done that sooner. Rhaenyra demands Aegon, but he's gone. He's fled. Otto, and here we go towards the end of the episode. People want to hear this fuck Otto, but Otto comes up. Instead of they bring Otto Hightower. Rhaenyra hesitates for a second, but then she eventually executes him. I like that they did this scene not like the Theon scene. Like it took two, which makes sense, but she eventually did behead Otto. And we all said goodbye to our buddy Otto. As much as I wanted Otto to continue, it was good to kind of see him final as I'm obviously stalling as I'm trying to get to the song. Where the fuck is it? There it is. Fuck Otto.
It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. 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 Fuck Otto.
Now, Red Snapper, we're going to play that one more time just because, like, let's celebrate Otto's demise.
It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. It's a hot tower into the night. It's a hot tower into the night. Fuck Otto. 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 Fuck Otto.
Fuck Otto. So Daemon handles, he cuts down Jasper mid-sentence. Rhaenyra takes the throne. She walks up. She grabs the Iron Throne, covered in blood, and she's our new queen. Alicent and Helaena are captured. They try to escape, but they fail. They're brought in. The final moments of the episode, Alicent sees Otto's body, looks up at Rhaenyra, and Rhaenyra just stares back, cold, indifferent, all of that sort of shit. David, what did you think of the end of this episode?
I think they hit this pretty well. I think this could have been This is the portion I would have dragged out more. Not her walking up to the throne took too long, but Alicent looking at her beheaded father and looking up at Rhaenyra and being kind of terrified and maybe a little bit more lingering. I think that would have just hit the spot a little bit more, but I loved it. I did think that her not having a perfect cut of his head is both a bad omen, but also well executed in terms of she hasn't ever beheaded anybody. She's completely emotionally distraught. And I don't know, these writers, they do, I think about these things very specifically, because she hit him once and didn't do it correct, and then the next time was completely clean. And I don't know if that's supposed to imply that the first time she basically had the throne in her hand, she handled it wrong, but now she's going to get it right, or if there's going to be any other kind of symbolism in that, or if it's just the way they wanted to execute it. But I thought that was done well, and I wonder if that's going to have ripple effects to her personality and how she carries herself going forward now that she's kind of opened the floodgates, so to speak.
Yeah, for sure. And I think they really did establish some sort of emotional value in her reaction to that. So I thought it was done very well. Fernandez T says, over-dramatic theater kid stuff. Alicent is cold-blooded. She would rather Aegon, who would want the throne to be laying headless there, not her sick father. Maybe... that auto beheading was crazy. It was a really well put together scene. I think the end of this episode really intensified the biscuit there. No, I think it did a good job sort of establishing the emotional value of Rhaenyra taking the throne and all of the Alicent aspects. I appreciate that show has increased Alicent's importance to kind of set up this two-character element. So I'm curious to see where they will take this thing forward. Anyways, David, so moving forward, it's fun to shit on this show. It's fun to talk about this show. What are you hoping for the remainder of the season?
I want to get back to the things that I like about these shows have always been more of the politicking that goes on within it. And yeah, it's cool to see some battles, but the battles are only good if the politics surrounding them really pulls you in, okay? Because otherwise it's just spectacle, and I don't care about it being spectacle as much. And, because this isn't like a popcorn movie for me, where I'm just like, oh, I want to see explosions and tits and shit. This isn't Fast and the Furious. What the best part about Game of Thrones is that the lore, although it is fictitious, feels like it could be real in terms of the politics. This son killed that daughter, married this person, was betrothed to them, got beheaded, this law was installed, this caused a complete ramifications that did this. This family tree branched off and became the Green Apple Fossaways of New Barrel, and these went off the... That shit is the stuff that I find to be really, really intriguing, okay? And when they deviate so far away from the source material that they have no clue where they're going, and then they end up getting painted into a corner of their own hubris, then it kind of ruins it for me.
Yeah.
And, so for me, I want to get back to where you go, let's let these actors act, okay, with other great actors and have memorable scenes of dialogue and quotes, because I'll remember that dragon caught a ship on fire, but if you told me, try to quote me an exact moment that a dragon did something in the Battle of the Gullet, this battle that we've been looking forward to for 6 years. Tell me a specific moment.
6 years.
Like, tell me a specific ship that they hit that made you feel a certain way, and it's like, it just felt like I don't want them to breeze over the things that feel like they should be addressed. The fact that I think both Lannister guys might be dead and they didn't even address it really is crazy. Okay?
The Lannisters...
And it's like, so who...
the Lannisters are just fodder for killing Lannisters, because killing Lannisters is fun.
Yeah, because we're doing that in this show. We didn't really do it in the last show. We're gonna do it in this show.
We're
It's
gonna
like,
totally
yeah,
kill
okay.
Lannisters, dude. It's gonna be fucking fun, dude.
It's gonna be fucking nuts. Remember how we didn't even talk about Old Town hardly ever in Game of Thrones?
Fuck
We're gonna make a
Old
whole
Town,
show
dude.
around Old Town.
Fuck it, dude. It's gonna be amazing. We're no more political
You know
stuff.
how Allison has another son named Darren who's kind or whatever?
Oh,
We're
fuck
gonna
it.
barely acknowledge him at all.
Yeah,
It's
we're
fucking
gonna
dope.
hide his casting for some fucking reason too, even though everyone always discloses everything. And we're just gonna show his dragon because we're weird. But everybody,
Because we're about those dragons and explosions.
everybody, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to The Walking David, who is amazing. He does incredible impressions. He's an incredible actor, and he also does great commentary. David, I made it a point tonight to not ask you to do any impressions, but because I just wanted to talk to The Walking David. So, David, thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were amazing as always.
And I appreciate you guys. And I'm sorry, by the way, to people, if you love the show and blindly and you just love it, I'm not trying to stop you from watching it. I'll be watching it still. It's still very good television. I just hope that it continues to be great. And Phil, you're always great, buddy. And I love getting to talk with you. And you too, Joe, if you're watching this back later.
No, that's very very hopeful. Joe's not watching shit. Fuck Joe. Joe's not watching shit.
Yeah, Joe. This first episode fucking sucked, dude.
Fuck this episode. Fuck your mother.
Fucking sucked,
Fuck
dude.
hey guys, everybody. This is Joe.
All right. Hey,
When that
Chelsea, doing the
blonde
show there.
got that
I just wanted to
dragon.
call in. Joe Dirty Locks.
I just Joe Dirty Locks. Fuck you. This fucking episode sucked. Fuck you and your fucking mother.
Oh, well, dude, it was awesome. Thanks for having me on, and I
No.
hope to come on properly on camera.
Absolutely, David. You're amazing as always. Thank you, brother. Talk to you soon.
Talk soon, bro. Bye.
Joe was in the chat as well. Thank you, Joe, for joining us for all this silly stuff. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my my text messages about work stuff. Joe was in the chat. Joe joined. Joe's drunk. I'm drunk at 2:13 p.m. What the fuck's going on? So, any last questions or comments? Let's play a couple of voicemails. We're at Pete's Live Music. Let's play this.
Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass. I say Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass. Well, if there's one thing that I know about this here dragon show, that Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass. The chorus. Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody sing.
I say the one thing that I know
Yeah.
about this here dragon show
Oh,
is that Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody. Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody.
I say Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody.
Well, if there's one thing that I know about this here dragon show, that Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody.
The chorus. Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass. Come on, Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody, it's
I say the
Elvis.
one thing that I know about this here dragon show is that Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass.
Everybody, Rhaenyra's gonna whip somebody's ass. What is this message? Is this a real message or is this a from message?
Hey, Tony. Hey, Phil. This is Jet from the chat. I missed the live stream last week, so I had to call in and leave a voice message because I love this show. I love the podcast.
That was actually a from message. I saw that. So we're going to be wrapping things up pretty soon. So if you have any more questions or comments about this particular episode, jump in the live chat. We'll figure it out. Hank Hill does have some pipes. He really does. It's kind of amazing. I almost want to play that one more time because that's pretty fucking good.
You say usurper, and I say usurper. You say usurper, and I say usurper. Usurper,
Usurper.
usurper,
Usurper.
Let's cut Otto's head off. Fuck Otto.
You're amazing, Pete's live music. You make it fun, buddy. You really do.
Hack a high tower head tonight. Hack a high tower head tonight. Hack a high tower head tonight. Hack a high tower head tonight.
That's right.
Hack Otto. Hack Otto. Hack Otto. Hack Otto. Hack Otto.
So,
damn!
If anyone's curious, we will be back next week right after the episode. So if you're joining us right now for this random afternoon stream, we appreciate all of you joining us for this afternoon stream. We'll be back next week after the episode, me alone for some general silliness. Fuck Otto. Fuck Otto. Whip it good, motherfucker. Whip it good. If you want to call in and leave your voicemail, 781-990-8509. Again, that's 781-990-8509. Whether you're listening to this later in the audio podcast or watching this later you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Jam time. Let's do this shit. Whip it good. But we'll start to wrap this up in a moment here. But we'll be back next week for all those sorts of fun. Sunday night, got a baby. We'll be there. You'll be there. It will be fun. Hack Otto. Like, Otto is the man. It was good to see Otto again in this particular episode. Anyways, folks. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, share the channel with a friend. Do all of that shit. We love you. Thank you to the Walking David for joining us today. I feel like I'm always doing this at night, so tonight is the way to work. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.